Okay, so this is the last tutorial in terms of working on AME Church. And again, we're not putting the most detail into this. This is an as-built condition. We're just trying to get things put together. And this is going to be, again, not the best way to put this roof together, but an efficient way to put this roof together so that it works well from the outside. And so we are going to walk through that right now. So the first thing that I need to do is from the west elevation, we need to add a new elevation target and label that roof. And that's pretty simple to do. I'm just going to select my level 1 and run a copy and start moving that up. I know again from doing the measurements that it is at 32 feet 8 inches. And we will name that. I'm just going to click once on level 5 and then click again to edit the text. Name it roof. So from here, we are going to navigate to the site plan view. And that's going to let me look down on top of everything. And we are going to go to architecture and roof. And we will build that roof on the roof elevation tag that we just created. I'm going to basically go inside edge to inside edge as a starting point to put this roof together. And if you remember, these little tags right here are telling me which edges of the roof define the slope. So this east and west side do not have any slope, the north and south do. So if we just start with that, we can get a basic idea of what the roof is going to form. And again, if you're learning Revit, don't automatically do things. So we're going to start with not attaching the walls. So if we go to my no point cloud 3D view, you can see I've created that roof. It doesn't quite match up with this. And I will tell you, for all of you that are out there that are super anal retentive about the slopes of your roofs and things like that, this is not going to work out perfectly. And at the same token, I'm not going to be super precise with it. Again, because it's an as-built condition and the slope is actually one of those sort of unknown things. So I'm on my west elevation, and if you notice, I am switching my view type here to wireframe. And when I select my roof, I will have the option of just dragging that ridge down. And again, that is not the most precise way to set this up. In fact, I'm getting sort of these weird roof slope numbers. 6 and 73, 128 over 12. And you know, that's probably what it actually is. And we can verify that again by going to the point cloud view, selecting on my roof again, and let's just look at it from the side. And I still have that tag, and I can drag, or that grip, and I can still drag that up to where it's right about even with the top of my points. And if I look at that again from my west elevation and wireframe, I can see that those lines are pretty much parallel. And you know, that's about as precise as it's going to get in terms of verifying that up against the point cloud. So if we go back to the no point cloud view, we're already on that. We can see we need to make a few edits in terms of how this wall works around the roof. So I'm going to select that roof form again and go edit footprint to get us back to these purple lines. And let's look at it again from the site plan view. So what I need to do is I need to create this little bump in where this wall is, right? So this is a smaller version of this same detail. And so this is a little bit of drafting that we'll do here. Back to my site view, sort of this overhead view. And I'm going to create a line that goes edge of this wall to here, edge of the wall to here, and then across. And none of these three lines should define my slope. I need to trim my line like that. So I did a split and a trim. And again, if we look at that in 3D, what I've created is just this inset right here that's going to run around the edge of that wall. Okay, Let's do the same thing on the other side. Site plan. One, two, three. None of those define the slope. Split, trim. Now, I'm still defining the slope here, 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 and here, so that should all still come up, should work fine. So let's see how that plays out in 3D. Green checkbox, don't attach. But now I have that inset on both of those sides to have sort of cleaned up that edge really nicely, and that's actually how that works with those walls that come out, all of that stuff. Kind of a clever little design. Makes a little bit of a mess in spots with how the roof drains, but that's okay. So let's go back to our site plan view. And now we need to make these additional little hips that come in. And again, this is, not necessarily the right way to make this. I'll show you exactly what's going to happen where this isn't so great, but it's a very efficient way to make the exterior. So again, I'm doing roof by footprint. I'm going to use my rectangle form, and I'm going to go from edge to edge on those walls. This time it is the north and south that are not defining the slope. The east and west do. So green checkbox that. And then we can look and see what we have in 3D. And you can see that those are together. And you can see, again, they're just slightly above. It's a steeper pitch than I need. So if I go to my north elevation view, I can see where that should just come down and again form a parallel line, my slope to this edge. And then in my point cloud view, I can kind of zoom in and look and see, okay, am I matching that slope? It looks like it's pretty low, actually. Looks like it's down right about there. So it might actually be a lesser slope even than those walls are. So from here, you can see that I don't really have these lines that I should that form the valleys. And that's as simple as going modify, join. This roof is joined to that roof. And that will make those valleys for me. And again, it's definitely not the best way to make this roof. And if I look at the guts, if I turn around and look underneath, you can kind of see why. You can actually see this is still two roof pieces. We can get into some more advanced strategies to build that later, but this gets the right roof form for the exterior, and really that's kind of what we're going for. So that's going to be it for that particular tutorial.